normally what you would do is visit some locations and then save the highlight for last. But because they're driving on the wrong side of the road, and you can't really move from this side to that side of the road, you will have to do it in a reverse order, which basically means that we will need to do the highlight first. Because the very first thing that we're passing is the jump location. And the road that we were driving on, the road behind you, is actually the road that on which you can see the JMC car follow Scaramanga. It was almost like a dust road at the time, just 1-2 lanes, and it's unbelievable how much that has changed. It's now like how much? 8-lane road. But the water behind the road, that is actually Klong Ramsit. And Klong Ramsit was always mentioned as the location for the spiral jump. On the call sheets and on every official EON publication, it was always mentioned Klong Ramsit. Now the oil slick is everywhere. So for many years we just looked at it and we saw this 20-mile long canal, and it was impossible to figure out where on earth they would have filmed that bridge scene. Until at some point, and I can take credit for that, you know, I suddenly noticed that you know, the bridge that he actually jumps over, that he uses to jump over, when you look at the canal itself, it's much smaller than the wide canal that is behind you. It's actually a very narrow canal. And then I looked at the other bridge that you can first see him pass, and that's a totally different canal. Much wider. So this is actually Klong Ramsit. So this bridge was just, they built 2 bridges. This was a fake bridge that they built along this road, and we don't know the exact location, but it is only marked as somewhere between mile marker 24 and 25, which is a long way from here. So we'll pass that at some point, but it's impossible to figure out where this is, because nowadays you just have a lot of buildings. There's no recognizable bit in here. So first of all, they built a fake bridge on this road, which you can see him pass. He notices that Scaramanga is on the other side of the canal, and he passes it, he hits the brakes, and he turns back, and then suddenly we're at a totally different bridge. And so the hunt was on for where that bridge was. And as I wrote in the book Guide to Thailand, I found a map in the James Bond Archives book, a book that I had in my room for years, and I just never looked at that map. But it turned out there was a little production sketch, a map of all these little kilometers that they used, and all the kilometers, the smaller canals, they're all numbers, 1 to 10. So we looked at the map, and we looked at Google Maps, and I compared these together with Thomas Leitzman, for instance, and also with Uwe. I was always sharing all this information with these guys, because three men know more than one. And so individually we all started looking, and that Klong that was mentioned as the actual jump site was Klong 2. That is right behind me. So basically it was found, but then the question was, where exactly did they film it? And it was actually Thomas Leitzman who came up with the brilliant idea that it is a fact that EON laid down these concrete slabs as a runway towards the bridge. And he said, I would assume they would leave it after filming it, because it was an area under development, so why would you remove this concrete road if someone else can use it? And then we looked at what roads are leading towards the canal, and there were actually 2 possibilities. So we assume it's one of those 2. It's in that area that we're now going to walk to. It looks pretty much the same, although a lot of buildings have been added, but we'll see. Well, at least now you know the backstory. The good thing is, this one does have like a footbridge from where you can take excellent images of what would have been the jump site. So, all right. So, just a question. So we have the maps, as you know. So that's on there. Is the where it is? So Pomerantz is here. Right. Is right here, and it's labeled as second long, and this is the jump site. Basically, this. Yeah, but I mean the other one. Oh, the other one is the archives. Well. Yeah. Okay. So you put that one in the you know. Yeah. This one, and this one is the archives one. Yeah. Here it says jump location is exactly halfway the road, the main road, and the temple complex. But here it also more or less is halfway. This is the temple complex, this is the main road. Yeah. And the jump was from this side over the canal. Okay. Over Klong number 2. There was no road. There used to be no road on this side of the canal, only on the other side where he lands.
And in the film, the road is paved, but clearly it's just in disrepair. I mean, this is pavement.
Now it's sort of paved. You can't really tell from the takeoff point. I don't think you can really see if it's paved. It should. It's probably it's what the concrete slabs. Yep. But let's look at this. Okay, so you're from here. We're now standing here, roughly where your thumb is. We're standing where the thumb is, and that's where it says, that's the spiral jump. You look at it, right?
Anything you need?
I don't need to look at it. You need it's difficult to make out, because some things you just can't read. It says something like building site here. Yeah, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the physical location here. So what we see here is, what is this down here? That's the compound where they later on drive into where Scaramanga's car becomes a plane. Right. Okay. But that's it's temple complex. Okay. All right. So it's halfway the temple complex. Oh, sorry, the temple complex and the main road, which is roughly where we are now. Okay. And where's the argument over where this would be? What is the difference between what Gleisman and it could have been either, you know, there's not really an argument. What the either is. No, I mean, there's a similar setup of two roads, 200 meters that way.
But just to be clear, is this the road that they think was made just for the film?
Either this one or the other one. I mean, my problem with this road is that it has a tree, which seems to be standing there for longer than 50 years. Yeah. That wouldn't be an ideal spot to jump over the canal. Yeah. So it's not there in this. And you actually have images from the other side, and it doesn't show a tree either. So if that tree is really there for a long time. So this canal is running this way? No, this is just a small one. No, the big. Let's walk out. Let's go to the real canal. We need to find out when the tree was planted.
We're just standing here talking about.
Ask where's the tree. Go and knock on someone's.
All right, where's our tour guide?
Do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes.
Okay, folks.
Around this area.
Trying to find Pink Panther was shot there as well.
Right.
There was a whole section where there were huge trees, and I just couldn't understand what it was I was looking at.
Yep.
I did Google Maps from about 10 years earlier, and there was nothing there. So yeah, stuff like.
We are back.
And that's about. It's good. Right underneath that.
Hey, when you look at that photo closer, notice how these are all panels. You'll see that it had this.
Come from an independent party doing it.
Exactly. I'm making you famous.